Thokozani, I am Poverty Mo and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for viewing my video. Today I'll be talking about ghosts and amadlozi. The question that I often get is that Gogo asks "Phahlela amadlozi, phahlela ibhoko," and all of that. One thing we need to understand that death is a great part of every human being's life, and for us to come to this world and leave this world, our only transportation is death, which means you need to leave your physical, life and your costume, your body, and take upon your spiritual life. So we die because it's important. You can't go into the spiritual, because that's why, hence, some people die bangatholanga their purpose, because they are so focused on the physical aspect of living more than the spiritual. So it becomes a problem. So the only way you can get to the other side is if you are spirit, and that is what we are. So ipoho are people that die, ne? Abafa unfortunate death, because why I say unfortunate death, we are given a time, or rather a purpose, ukuthi size la emhlabeni, and we live leso sikhathi leso and understand who we are as people. So now let's say, for example, I was supposed to live until 30, and due to my life's choices and anything else of that sort, I die at 20. That death is an unfortunate death, and because of that, it's very difficult for you to cross over to your ancestors. So basically what happens is that you uhlala a waiting period la emhlabeni up until you reach that particular age. Basically, if I died at 20, I'm gonna live la emhlabeni until I'm 30, and then only then am I able to go into the light and cross over to amadlozi wami. So what happens is that in some cases, people ababulewe izinto ezinjalo, some other, they become vengeful and they don't rest, they don't cross over, or rather to cross over, because it was a life taken away. So what happens is that they wait out the period until they see fit, maybe justice being served or anything of that sort, until they are able to get to the light. And once, sometimes as in they are sorted, then they are able to go to the light. So spirituality is very deep. Once you open your eyes and start to understand things like that, it becomes more deep. So umuntu osuke sekayidlozi is someone that is already mangasona, we are in the light, you understand, asekayile in the light, and then is accepted by amadlozi, and then they take their place in the spiritual parliament of things. So we normally wait a 3 month period, and say guti siyogeza because of umuntu usuke ashonile. In all essence, what people don't understand is why we do the cleansing. It is because loyo muntu loyo, they await a period of 3 months while they still in the physical, abashi yet to depart to the spiritual. They are with us, they live with us up until inyongo, what we call inyongo, ipoboge, and then even if it happens before, but it normally takes like 3 months for that to happen, and after that has happened, then they are only able to cross over to the other side. So masigeza, it's like basically breaking the cord that was separating them to us physically, so that they can come back and relate to us spiritually. So that is why we say umuntu makashonile siyageza. There is no bad luck behind that. It's just that we're breaking the cord that was separating us. So sometimes you find that you did not go for a cleansing for that person, and it becomes a problem whereby they are stuck between the physical and the spiritual, because they need that link, that link to be broken. So we go through that period, and depending on culture to culture, how they mourn and all of that. So coming back to my topic, if both there are good ghosts and there are bad ghosts, you understand that good ghosts are what wait for things to happen and then they go into the light, and then bad ghosts, basically what happened is sometimes is umuntu, their spirit was defiled as a pillar, and then should they pass on, they become that terrible person, they gather energies, they torment people by a pocha. But then a good ghost, they do not do that. It's like a spirit on wait. You understand that? They come and approach and, seek people like us to help them, should we be able to relay messages to their family so that they are able to rest, because the whole rest in peace thing is a deeper meaning than you think. So now, people will always have this misconception yoguti in my graveyard and all of that. I remember for a long time I would not go to graveyards because I would see a lot of things. I would become so overwhelmed, and everything I'd hear, the voices, imagine you being at FNB Stadium and everyone is talking at once. That's how going to the graveyard feels for me. But when I started to understand ukuthi all these people that alana, 80% of them feel neglected, you understand it? Because once nibafaka lapha emgodini, it's like you forget about them. Laphayana imigodi leya, those graveyards are like proof that I existed, you understand that? And you coming to acknowledge means a lot to me. Sometimes we go there see your because not everything oyipahlelayo, maybe you want to a direct message for me. Now you will come to my grave and speak to me, you understand? It's like if you don't want to discuss our business in front of the other ancestors, you go there uyopahla. So people bayalahlekisa bathi siyoweshipa and all of that. No, we go there to acknowledge, like ithambo lakho ufuna ukwazi ukuthi lilelephi. That's why we put tombstones and all of that. So it's very important ukuya egraveyard, because if I were to borrow you my eyes and show you how painful it is when uyovakashela umuntu wakini emathuneni and you see others, complaining with I wish it was me, or and it becomes so painful. You think ukuthi lo muntu mhlawumbe washona so dala, but abantu bakibo bamkhohliwe. So it's a very painful thing to see. So it's important to acknowledge, because lo muntu loyo basuke seba amathonga ba amadlozi, and they don't torment us. They just want to come and assist us and be with us, be it spiritually and how we need them. So people often will look at it negatively. So masiphahla sishisimpepho sisuke siphahla sisuke sisikhuluma nabantu who are in the light, and hence it's important to understand, because moshisa impepho and ukhuluma namadlozi, you suke uba ascender from from the spiritual realm ukuthi izani, I need to talk to you. That's why I see phahla siya emsam, you understand? And then umuntu oyisipoko uhlale around us, you understand that? And they don't rest. It's painful because they feel like they don't rest up until they serve their time. Bayagodola njengathi, bayalamba. They go through all these things, and it's so unfortunate. I want to understand ukuthi once you're on the other side, it's so difficult to come back and fix a lot of things. So that is why some other spirits will depend on people like us. So once you get to understand that everything is energy, and you need to understand that energy is everywhere, and amadlozi to now, they are always around us and protecting us, you understand? So seeing your ancestors is not a ghost, you understand? Umuntu osuke ayispogo sithi umuntu ongaka cross over, but once you cross it over uyitonga, because so uza with a greater understanding. I'll say that thing ukuthi uyobheka bayahleka without me and all of that. And the painful part is that amadlozi that come to visit abantu that have neglected them, or rather basebakhohliwe, and don't even think of them, it's so painful. Imagine it's a family gathering and you are there and no one can see you and no one even talks about you, and you can see they're laughing and they're enjoying their life. That's how it feels, you understand that? So ningalahlini amadlozi wenu ngicabanga ukuthi the whole point of death upoga or ipogo or believer epogweni, you understand that? Mosuke ushona usuke ubuyela la ubuya khona, and it's only then that when you fulfill your purpose, you can now start working as idlozi, you understand that? There is no more reincarnation for you. You now work as an ancestor. Uyeza ekhaya uzogada abantwana. You are able to ward off izinto zala emhlabeni and help your children, moving so forth and so forth. So umuntu osuke ayispogo, it's very painful. I feel so much pain, you understand it? Because I understand good sometimes abanye abathandi, because omunye usuba ezile vele, they gather energies and torment people, and it's very important. That's why I need to do not go near Pasha Ekangeni and all these other places, because people die there. Some other spirits wander everywhere. So when you Pasha Ekradin and all of that, you're taking home these ghosts with you, I understand, and then you in your mind you're thinking, no, it's my ancestors, and it's actually not. So it's very important to like understand, because it's a very deep thing. Death is how we leave, depart from the physical, but it's very important to understand ukuthi amadlozi to they are not isboko. Amadlozi to they lived, they did their purposes, and then manje they are working to guide us, in other, you know places or other people, they call such people angels. You understand? So they are your guardian angels. They are with you all the time. So thinking ukuthi uyenza izinto ezinakho, because if really, amadlozi, they were such bad spirit, most likely impepho they would leave, because impepho normally words of bad energies and all of that. So imagine ubabiza ngayo le good energy. You understand? So it's very important to understand such things and to avoid having miscommunication and being confused as a person, and think ukuthi so ningabalahla abantu benu going a graveyard dinoclean amathuna wabo. You don't know how happy it makes, amadlozi to it puts their spirits at ease. It means a lot, because some other people, they are there and they like, what, I lived my life, but I feel as if ngipilele for nothing, because no one thinks of me. It's like people are carrying on, and abanye bahleli, they living in my house and they don't even think of me. I understand that, because basapila, they were barred by religions, and when they on the other side, they see good to you.